just wicked nervous, and I keep saying to myself, I was like, if I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna call them right before I get on the bus, and I'm gonna say I'm on the bus, I'll be there at this time, and then I was saying to myself, if they don't answer, I'm not going.
I don't think they'll ever get it, but the fact of the matter is like, obviously there's a line. And it's, like, simple, you know? It's like, there's a line, and I'm lining up. And if you want to be first in line, then you gotta line up early. And, like, I think that they're used to it by now. I don't think that, like, they're gonna be like, oh my god, we sent them out an email, and they're camping out, like, what the hell is going on, you know? Like, I think it's pretty much to be expected.
Oh my god, and it was really annoying. He was like, far before the Jonas Brothers, there was these three brothers.
Ugh, I hate that shit.
Taylor looks really good.
I really like him in red.
Me too. And, like, his hair, like, even though it's a little bit short.
Yes, it was, like, all right. I noticed that. I was like, okay, his hair's a good length. I'm gonna be all right.
I think it's a little short for my taste.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, perfect is, like, this time around era, but I was like, I can deal with that. I can deal with that hair. But it is the clothes that I have to go through to start packing, which I have about 15 minutes to do. And, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Okay, we're on the way to get Caroline now. It's 10 o'clock, so a little bit behind, but we'll get there. Okay, we just picked up Caroline.
Yes, we're getting ready to go to Brooklyn to leave our stuff at my sister's and then go scope out the situation at Gramercy Theater, see if there are any people.
Let's not wasting time. Say your mind, tell me I'm out of my head. Playing with my mind. Tell me I'm out of my head. Let's not wasting time. Tell me I'm out of my head. Playing with my mind. I feel like I'm losing my head. Tell me I'm out of my head. Tell me I'm out of my head. Let me in your heart. Give up, give out, finish where it starts, yeah. Dreaming is not so hard.
Hi.
It worked? Yeah. Cool.
I'm documenting.
God, has she been doing this the whole time?
Okay, we're waiting for Brittany in the Starbucks. Okay, Brittany's here, so say hi. Alright, so, yeah.
So,
We're gonna check out the venue.
we're gonna go check out the venue and then go to Chipotle.
We just got to the venue, and Hanson is right next to Chipotle, which is awesome. What is she looking at?
I love it. Getting a little sick of all these people coming by. No, she's definitely a Hanson fan. The Tragically Hip guy came up to us and was like, he was like, oh, like, Hanson or whatever. Yeah, you guys are real cool or whatever. And I'm like, are you really gonna criticize like someone else's music taste? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, whatever, it's just Hanson. And I'm like, okay, like, if you don't like Hanson, that's fine, but, like, can you name a single song that they sing besides Bop? And he's like, no, I guess not. And I'm like, well, then how do you know that you don't like them? And he's like, all right, I'll give you that. So he talked to us for, like, probably, like, an hour, I feel like. We were just, like, chatting about music because I, like, really liked the band that they had just gone to see, and, like, we were just, like, talking about, like, lots of stuff. And he was drunk. And so he was like, oh, like, I think we're going to go get pizza. Are you guys hungry? And Jess and I's eyes, like, lit up. Because we were in the middle of DC. There was nothing open. We had just driven there from Baltimore. So we hadn't, like, had time to stop or, like, get any food at all since, like, probably, like, 3 p.m. that day. We hadn't eaten anything. So we're like, they're like, oh, like, we can bring you back some pizza if you want. And we're like...
and
he's like,
yeah,
all right.
I, like, offered to pay and everything.
I'll be like, he's like, I'll be right back or whatever, and I'm like, okay. I'm like, when are you guys gonna be back? Like, I was like really doubting that this is gonna be happening. He's like, within 35. Remember he said? No. He's like inside of 35 or something like that. And I'm like, all right. And so like, sure enough, like a half an hour later, he came back. We were like,
it was amazing.
No way.
This was at the 9:30 club?
Yeah, not only did he have like a big cheese pizza just for us, because
He brought us drinks.
Eat meat, but he brought us like Diet Coke, like a big jug of water, like a huge thing of Diet Coke,
Cups.
and cups.
He didn't make you pay back.
No,
How long were you outside the venue for?
like 24 hours.
Go back and then you go like, Yep.
Oh yeah.
I've been thinking about something other than you. I know your reputation, 'cause you send my heart racing. You think I would.
This thing called star parking. If you buy your ticket, whatever, you buy your ticket, everyone bought their tickets. And then if you buy a star parking pass, which is like, I don't know, like $40 more or something, you get to line up in a separate line.
And then they like merge the lines.
No, they let them in first.
Oh, the one I went to, they like merged.
Or at least they said that we thought they were gonna let them in first.
And these people showed up at like 5 o'clock and got to go
So
in.
we get in it like we've been there like all night, like sleeping behind like a random warehouse that's like in the middle of nowhere. And we're behind a warehouse, like sleeping in our cars. Everyone runs over there, and then all of a sudden the star parking people show up at like 3 p.m. and get in their separate line and get in the same time we do. And we were like, "What's this star parking line?"
It's not like an actual church service. It's like some guy that's like just like talking about.
Are there people in there?
Yeah.
Can we just take note that we've been here since when?
3:30.
3:30.
It's now
7 o'clock.
For nothing. No, it's never for nothing.
It's always for something.
But if people are gonna not start lining up until 3, then we're gonna have to be here at 3.
Well, we're not gonna all go together. Like, we'll just decide. I mean, if they're not absolutely not letting us stay there, then we'll have our blankets with us. If they're not letting us stay, we'll bring the blankets back. But I kind of think, I don't know, I'm just kind of nervous about getting here at 7. I kind of feel like people are gonna get there earlier than that. Just because they're not gonna enforce.
The only thing that's gonna suck is if we get there and then we're like sleeping out and spend the whole night there, and then they kick us out in the morning, and we're like, great, like I'm glad that we just wasted all that time, you know. But that's just like a chance that we have to take. We've been at this Chipotle for
5 hours.
5 hours, and it's dark outside. This is why we've been out there for this long.
We're on the radio in France! In France!
Everyone else had basically parked in too. And so we left the show and we sprinted to our car like faster than anybody could like ever imagine running like in their entire life. And we got there and Jess was like lagging behind a little bit. But like Caroline and I were like dominating. We were like, this is what our mission in life is.
And at that time, I don't know if they do this long now, but they would always just wait around the two of us and just see if they'd come out.
We were like, no, like we ran to our car.
Okay, it's now 9:10 and we are actually packing up and leaving, and we've been here since 3. So, okay, bye. And we woke up at 4 and now we're leaving to go wait.
Jess, I suggest getting your Metro card out.